Alright, so I haven't brought any videos out recently since my 1500 subscribers video. I had a whole bunch of family stuff going on. Took a family road trip down to Spokane, and it was a lot of fun, but it also drained me. So I just haven't really had any motivation to do anything. I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff I got on the go today. I'm really looking for some support and some opinions and some advice on some of this stuff. I've got so many projects going on and so many ideas going around in my head that I don't even know what I want to do. I just have so many projects half done that I really don't have a ultimate goal for. So I'm kind of hoping for some ideas as to what I can do. I've got like 2 or 3 partial trucks that I want to do so many things with them, but with a limited budget and not really knowing where I want to go with it, it's kind of tough to do. So keep in mind the limited budget thing. So that's what I need to get some sort of ideas, but still being reasonable as far as the budget goes. So if you have any ideas, post them down in the comments section. Let me know what you think would be cool to see, because I've got a few ideas, but none that really just grab me and make me want to do them. So I'm a little discouraged. I haven't really worked on anything because I just don't know where I want to go with it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just kind of lost. So if you have any suggestions, post them down in the bottom. But this is just basically going to be an update video. I've picked up a few new things for various projects that I'm hoping I can make into something. I'm not sure where I want to go with it. Like I said, I just totally lost with it right now. So I'll show you what I've got, and if you have any suggestions, post them down in the comments, and maybe I'll use them. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure. Like I said, kind of lost on it all. So here's the first thing I want to show you guys. This is a Wraith I picked up a while ago. Probably 2 or 3 weeks ago now. I got it from a buddy of mine, and I got it used as a roller. No electronics or anything like that. So I was going to use it for, I want to do a project. You guys have probably seen in my other videos, penguins, I don't know what you'd call it. It's like a Wraith, a tuber thing. It's just insane. I wanted to do something like that. My buddy Brian built that, and I want him to get him to make me something, but I want it to be just right. I want it to be what I want. I don't want to just get him to make anything, because it's not cheap, and I understand why, and I don't have a problem with that, but I don't want to do it twice. So I'm kind of lost as to what I want to do. I want to do something unique. I want to do something fun, but at the same time, like I said, I only want to do it once. So I picked up this Wraith as kind of a donor for that project. I pulled the cab and the cage off. I'm not going to be using that for it. I want it to be totally unique, so I don't want it to look like a Wraith when I'm done. I mean, what's the point of building a tuber to look like the stock tuber? That just doesn't do it for me. So I pulled the cage off. I've been doing some work on it. I've got these drive shafts that are they're drive shafts from my Revo, my 10 scale Revo, and I'm not sure what kind they are. They're upgraded though. They're steel outputs, and they've got grubbed universals here. I don't know what they're for. I think they're Traxxas made, but they're an upgrade part. I had them because I had 6 cells on my 10th scale Revo, and I just kept blowing apart drive shafts, twisting them right apart. So I wanted to get something beefy, so I just put them on here just as kind of a mock-up for now. I will probably use them, but I'm not sure to what capacity, and I'll probably have to shorten them. I do want to use an extended wheelbase on this too, so that's going to be another thing to consider. I was trying to decide too if I wanted to use a SCX skid plate or the Wraith skid plate. If I do the Wraith, I have to custom make some side rails for it. If I use the SCX, I could potentially use a frame, but that's like $40 to buy at the store, so I didn't really want to do that either, so kind of lost in the whole situation, like I said. But yeah, I was playing around with this, rebuild the tranny, put the heavy duty gears in there and all that stuff. I wanted to do some heavy duty drive shafts, that's why I put the Revo stuff on there. I took the stock Wraith stuff off. The links and stuff are all going to be determined based on the wheelbase, which is going to be determined based on the cage and the body, so can't really do much more than I've already done on this. So I'm kind of at a standstill until I get an idea of what I actually want to end up with at the end, which right now I just don't have. So these also came with it, which are really nice tires. I really like these. I painted the lettering just because it looks cool. I just used a toothpick and dabbed on the lettering. RC 4-wheel drive steel stamped wheels and TSL Bogger Super Swamper tires. These are the 2.2s. They're actually quite large. Here, I got a ruler here. You can see they're really big, which is awesome for the snow, and I want to use them for the snow, but I don't know. I almost think I want to have a 1.9 rig and a 2.2 rig, just so I don't have to switch the tires and trim the body and accommodate for big tires and stuff. So you can see those are just shy of 5.5 inch. So they're very big tires, which is awesome. That's great for the snow. I really like the tread pattern as well. I mean, they're just a great tire, but I just don't know where I want to go with this whole project, so it's kind of lost in the whole situation. I also picked up some of these just because they're new and fancy. You can probably tell what they are based on the tread pattern. They are the Race Claws by Vetera. These are what come on the twin hammers, the new Vetera twin hammers. I couldn't afford the whole truck, so I figured the tires would be pretty cool. They're a 1.9. They're a rather large 1.9. They're about 4.25 inch 1.9. So they're a little bit on the big side compared to most 1.9. So they're not really scale, but they'd be good for our terrain. We go in a lot of deep snow and mud and stuff like that, so that's fun. And I also got these tires because, like I said, I really don't know where I want to go with this. You probably recognize those. They're a pretty common tire, pretty popular. Those are the Mickey Thompson's Baja Claw TTC version. So they're not the scale version. They're the TTC. So they're even larger. Like, you look at that. They're about 4.75 inch. So they're a half inch bigger than the Race Claws already. So you can see that they're quite a bit bigger than the Race Claws even. So I was thinking I might use these for a winter tire and remove every other lug or something like that, just so that they can clear better. But I don't want to cut up brand new tires if I'm not really sure where I want to go with it yet. One more thing I got here was this transmission. I think I'm going to end up just throwing this in my SCX though, because I'm not convinced on the durability, and this is going to be a power rig. It's going to be brushless and all that stuff. So, but this is the 2-speed AX2 from RC 4-wheel drive. This is the shifter here, and servo goes up here to shift the high-low gear. It's made for the SCX or Wraith, whatever you want to put it in. I think I'm going to throw it in my school bus SCX and see how it does in that before I decide what to do with this. This thing is a really nice piece. Like, it's machined very well. It's all aluminum. It looks so clean and so nice. The only thing that confused me when I got it was the screws. There were a bunch of screws, and I didn't know what they were for because there was no instructions. But I just figured it out. The flatheads were for the mounting on the bottom. There were 4 screws for the servo mount, which I didn't really expect them to include, but they did, so that's good. That's always nice. There's a couple of flatheads for the servo posts as well, and then there were a couple of button heads for the shift linkage. There was another one here at this end to go into your horn. And the one thing that surprised me with this is it's a 38 pitch or 0.8 mod. or 32 pitch, sorry, or .8 mod. That surprised me because all the other SCX10 stuff is 48 pitch, but that's okay because I use 32 pitch in my school bus right now, so it's nice. They also, I don't have it with me right now, but they threw in a pinion for this as well, which I thought was awesome. Like, I didn't expect that at all. So I think I'm gonna throw this in the school bus, and I'm just gonna use a beefed up all steel tranny for this SCX tranny. You might have seen previously that I stripped out the transmission screw holes in my SCX, so I picked up a new plastic housing for it. I was thinking about maybe going steel with it or aluminum, but I talked to a bunch of guys and it just wasn't worth the cost. I mean, the only thing you're going to do is strip out these bottom holes in this thing, and it's like $8 to replace it every year that it's going to happen, so it wasn't worth it to go aluminum on that. So that's going to likely go in here because I've already got the steel gears in the transmission of the school bus, and I don't have them in this yet, so this still has the plastic gears in it. Another thing I picked up was this new radio. It's the Traxxas TQI. The reason I went with this is because it's compatible with all the link receivers I've already got. I've got about 8 of them in all my various trucks. The only thing I don't use this radio for is my comp crawler, realistically. Everything else has this radio because the receivers are cheap, they're interchangeable, and the link makes it so you can link the receiver to multiple transmitters and vice versa. I got this one because it's got the 3rd channel. I wanted the upgraded look because I was hoping that this steering wheel would be close enough that I could one-handed steer, but I just don't think it is. I might have to put a bigger wheel on there somehow. But the main reason I got it was because of the 3rd channel, which will allow me to shift the 2-speed on the RC 4-wheel drive transmission. Because the 3rd channel, I do have it on mine, but it's just not working properly because I modified it and I never really finished the modification, so I just decided to pick up a new radio. It was about time anyways. That one was beat up and old. Just I like this one because there's no antenna or anything like that. It's not going to get busted, stuff like that. So so I picked this one up. Got it off eBay. It was relatively inexpensive, so that'll be my new basher radio anyways. So I think that's all I've got to show you guys. Thanks for watching, and like I said, any suggestions, put them down in the comments box, because I'm just totally lost in this whole thing. I need to have a final destination before I actually have the ambition to work on this thing. I want to find a really unique body that I can get Brian to make a tuber cage for. I was thinking of doing a school bus, but it's going to be a lot of work because I'd want to extend the wheelbase because the school bus wheelbase is already really short. So I'd have to get 2 bodies and paint them both and then glue them together, and I just don't think it would turn out well. I don't think I could glue them together after they're painted and have it look nice. So I really am not too fond of that idea anymore. So I'm looking for an idea. I want something unique. Semi thing, it's kind of been overplayed lately. I really don't want to do that, but I really want something unique. So like I said, any suggestions, throw it down in the comments. If I use your suggestion, I'll send you a few stickers. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just lost. Thanks for watching.